Hello, everybody. Welcome to TSAM Digital. My name is Anam Khan. I'm the head of content here at Foxon Media. And joined by me today, I have Paul Chung. Paul is the Senior Vice President, Client Services at Electra Information Systems. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me, Anam.
It's a pleasure to have you. Paul, to kick things off, can we have a brief introduction about yourself, and could you let us know a little bit about Electra?
Sure. Yes. Hello, everybody. Paul Chung here, Senior Vice President of Client Services at Electra. I'm mainly responsible for relationship management for all of our existing clients, as well as a successful implementation of Electra reconciliation to the new projects. So I've been in the industry for 20 years now and joined Electra 4 years ago. Prior to that, I competed against Electra, and I found themselves a formidable competitor. You know, over the years, just working in this very, very collaborative team has been very meaningful to me. And I think, you know, the focus for Electra has always been customer service and making sure that they are satisfied with the solution that we're offering. Electra has been in this business as long as I've had a career in financial services, over 20 years. And the main focus has always been reconciliation, you know, basically identifying true exceptions, whereas the value of reconciliation decreases if there are many false positives. And so that's always been the challenge. The holy grail is to make sure that we have the most efficient, most automated, and most comprehensive sort of reconciliation process implemented at a firm's operational group. So what we're looking for is firms can increase the value of reconciliation with greater cross-departmental collaboration, where a recon solution would automatically sort of suggest possible reasons for a break by incorporating all of these external data. We call them research data. So we're going beyond holdings, cash, and transactions that have always been traditional reconciliation. Point in time, these are your breaks. How do you deal with it? And you see this mad scramble trying to figure out with other types of reports that are available out there in the industry, such as failed trades, collateral held, securities lending, and corporate actions, any type of corporate action, splits, any type of dividend information that is causing those, perhaps those breaks in your cash balances. We're trying to incorporate all of that into an ecosystem, a central repository of reconciliation. And I think that's, again, sort of the holy grail and something that obviously our focus has been for many years now.
Brilliant, brilliant. And because of obvious reasons, there were a high volume of reconciliation going on earlier this year. Did that generate more conversations around with firms around how to efficiently streamline reconciliation?
Oh, absolutely. You know, going almost remote underscores some, you know, process gaps for a lot of our clients that perhaps haven't been addressed for many years. And I think we were able to help firms kind of bridge those gaps through efficient workflows and integrating their recon process, you know, such as, for example, helping portfolio managers with their inputs, making sure breaks are being researched effectively, and finding more ways to save time to ensure their staff is focused on the right exceptions. And so firms are always looking for efficiencies, reducing or eliminating unnecessary manual work. Reconciling is one of those areas that are far-fetched, you know, far-reaching effects throughout the firm. So, you know, there's massive impacts if there are outages that cascades down, not just into back office, but in middle and front. And so if you look at reconciliation, it impacts the, you know, almost the entire post-trade operation lifecycle and function. So what are we seeing there in terms of firms? What are they implementing? It's the big acronyms right now, you know, RPA, ML, APIs. And so those are robotic process automation, machine learning, as well as application programming interfaces. Those are, you know, basically mining for data directly to the through the actual database of the reconciliation repository, and basically populating in downstream or upstream systems. So what's interesting to me is that all of these technology projects that have been lined up to be 18-month projects, for whatever reason during the pandemic, they were able to do it within 2 or 3 months. There was a serious focus and emphasis on this. And so that's heartening for us. They see the value in leveraging technology. And so it really completely crushes sort of the business case of value of such projects, in terms of the value add. There's tremendous value add in these, and we're just very pleased to be part of it.
Brilliant, brilliant. And my next question, Paul, is what exactly is smart reconciliation?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think for me, and just to repeat, it's really automating the non-value add reconciliations, making sure that it's handled efficiently, and that and also sort of creating a much larger ecosystem beyond traditional cash and positions and transaction reconciliations to incorporate research data. And so it becomes a much faster and much more comprehensive sort of reconciliation experience for the end users. If that incorporates other departments, yes, absolutely, bring those departments and the people into the fold, making sure that there is a central repository and that exceptions are actually resolved as opposed to being punted from day to day and trying to figure out exactly what the root cause is. Automating and centralizing are, I think, the key to what we call smart reconciliation.
Mm-hmm. And reconciliation process and operations overall rely highly on external data. I'm sure these high volume of trade and reconciliation added to pressure to take it in and use it. How are firms handling that?
Right. Yeah. Data is becoming a big monster now for many firms. The price of data is also going up tremendously, and so that's a real pain point. They're also strained with manually collecting external data at times on their own, managing numerous feeds, or manually scraping research data from a website or from an email. And specifically, corporate actions is a big struggle from a back office operations point of view, as are collateral management and sec lending, which have increased complexity and a lot more relevant data points. There's also a growing need to reconcile different types of data outside of just cash positions and transactions and client metadata. So, there's been a consistent uptick in interest and adoption of data aggregation services. And so there are many data aggregation services out there, Electra being one of them, and we definitely see a lot of value add there. All the things that I just mentioned in terms of the pain points, actually getting consistent and reliable data, and to really eliminate the manual process and to basically outsource that to service companies that actually offer that type of service, that have been doing it for decades and actually been doing it, and leveraging and scaling with the use of technology.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing a lot about getting more value from reconciliation. That is, what are firms actually getting to look out of reconciliation? In your opinion, what are firms looking to get from it?
The recurring theme has always been that they want to run lean operationally. The buy side firms that we deal with, and always obviously looking to improve their efficiency through the use of technology, and that's where we're. Mm-hmm. But there's also constantly evaluating what they're getting out of the reconciliation tool and the process. And to a large extent, it depends on what they're using the information for. Many firms make investment decisions based off of data they're reconciling, making the process very, very important. And they want to be able to get that most meaningful information to the teams that need it as quickly as possible. So streamlining the recon process adds value. Firms also want to improve the output from the reconciliation by coupling the data with some meaningful metrics that paint a picture of some of their downstream systems, incorporating, like I said, all the research data like corporate actions, failed and pending trade information. So this isn't possible unless you can sort of remove a lot of these manual steps through automation and what we actually coined as smart reconciliation. Mm-hmm. So, there's a lot of talk also recently, within Electra around our managed service offering, which basically becomes an extension of that client's operations. We offer best practices, guidance, overnight staff to actually go through the first pass reconciliation, so that when clients walk in the morning, they're looking at legitimate breaks and having just many pairs of eyes looking at their particular issues to assist them. And at the end of the day, firms are responsible for the quality and the controls, and they want to reduce the burdens on their team. So they retain the control of doing the shadow accounting, but also having an extension of their operations by an expert in reconciliations, Electra Managed Service, to actually help them out. One of the other reasons why I think a lot of clients are actually looking towards and are interested in managed service is that many firms are also experiencing staff turnover more than ever before. So they worry about losing critical systems or process knowledge when someone leaves. And managed service acts as sort of an insurance policy to mitigate those risks.
Mm-hmm. And my last question is around technology. What is the outlook of reconciliation technology going forward?
For buy-side firms, I see them investing in technology more than ever before. They embrace the new ideas with a singular focus of creating a more central repository of reconciliation. There's definitely a larger appetite to get more output out of reconciliation to fix other problems, either downstream or upstream. So I think, in conclusion, the future is bright in regards to reconciliation and technology.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Paul, for the insightful discussion. Really appreciate it. Hope our audience have enjoyed this as well, and they are able to join us at the tech show to hear more around reconciliation from Electra.
Thanks again, and thanks for having me.